Hey guys, it's Brandon Cruz with Damon's Real Texas Barbecue, doing another video for you today. This time we're going to do a video on ribs. I've been asked several times about our ribs, how I go about making them, so I'm going to show you the process. It's nothing special as far as ingredients wise. There is no binder on these ribs whatsoever. I use two ingredients, our seasoning and apple cider. That's it. I don't use apple cider vinegar, anything like that, just straight apple cider. And the reason I use apple cider versus apple juice, apple cider is going to have more sugar in it, it's going to have some cinnamon in there, but that's it. This is all I use. So like I said, I use no binder. I do trim my ribs. If you're interested how to trim those ribs, you can go on some of my earlier videos and you'll see exactly how I do it. I do peel the membrane on the back. These start out as regular pork spare ribs. I trim them down to a St. Louis cut. I like the look. I guess that's just me after doing years of barbecue cook-offs. Okay, so these are pretty much ready to get on the pit, but before we do, I want to show y'all exactly where we're going to place these on the pit and why we're going to place them there. Like I said, there's nothing special about my ribs, but it's all technique more than anything. Okay, so this is Fat Amy. This is the pit that I use every day. It looks like a refrigerator. It's a vertical smoker. This pit was built by AJ Custom Cookers out of Fort Worth, Texas. It'll hold 28 briskets when she's fully loaded. I don't like fully loading her because it causes the flow to slow down when she's fully loaded. Right now I have everything spaced out. I have racks out. You can see there's plenty of space between the racks right now. She's flowing easy. It was actually 320 degrees in here before I opened it. But the reason I took these two bottom racks out is so that you can see how she flows, what her design is. So, of course, the heat comes up from the bottom of the firebox and hits this bottom plate. The heat then is forced here and comes up. It circulates to the back, comes back down, and then exits right above the plate. So it's almost like a reverse flow smoker, but in a vertical setup. But what that means is she's going to have hot spots. So my hottest area on this pit is going to be this area right here, especially right where this heat comes out of this plate. This is the hottest zone. And as you increase height, it cools down a little bit. Then it works its way back and it's cooler back on the back sides. So that's why my briskets are far back right now. They're not in a hot zone. They're just running nice and steady. But the ribs, those are going to go in a much hotter area. So I'm going to show you real quick where we're going to go ahead and put these rack of ribs so that they get constant heat. I want to run them at a much higher temperature than what I'm running my briskets at. So switch with you. Slide this rack here. We'll put this one in just so I don't have to, so it won't be in the way. I'm not going to use this one today. Okay, so we're going right here, right at this spot where it should be plenty of high heat. I'm going to set those ribs here. We're going to put them bone side down, and we're not going to flip them at all. We want them to get plenty of heat after they have for quite some time. And I'll show you through the process when we will wrap and how we wrap. But right now we're going to set them right here. This is one of the hottest spots of the barbecue pit. Like I said, the heat's coming right here and hitting them almost directly. Only hotter spot would be here, but I'm not going to put them right there. We're not in a hurry today. We're not open. We're cooking these briskets for tomorrow's run. So it's a laid back day, but we're going to put them right there. We're going to keep the heat going like it has been. She's going to be running about 320 degrees, 325, maybe 350 at the hottest on this area where those ribs are sitting. But the briskets, they'll be running somewhere in the 275 area because they're back there further back where they're not getting so much direct heat. But anyway, guys, that's all we got for now. We'll continue this video and I'll show you the process of how we're going to make these ribs. All right, it's been about 2.5 hours now that our ribs have been on. I've been coming out here about every 30 minutes and spraying them with our apple cider. I did move them up one rack higher, only because I wanted to be right next to my temperature gauge to give you an idea. And you can see how they're starting to get soft. They have a nice mahogany color to them. I can't really tell if you could see that in the camera, but they are a really deep red. So we're going to go ahead and wrap those now. So we're going to lay these. Now this is 2 sheets of foil, not 1. 2 sheets is very important because you don't want these sheets to tear. Now that rib side, the bone side, looks dark. Doesn't matter one bit. They're not burnt, they're just very dark. It's not going to affect these ribs. And what we're doing is we're putting a lot of liquid down in this foil. This is our apple cider. What you're going to want is plenty of liquid in here because you do not want this liquid to evaporate. If this liquid evaporates, these ribs are going to burn and they're going to be solid black, because of all the sugar that's in this liquid. Now, as long as you maintain that liquid, it's basically braising these ribs. So for the next hour and a half, they're going to be back on the pit wrapped with all this liquid, and they're just going to get really tender. Now, I cooked competition barbecue for over 20 years. The rules in competition are way different than cooking at home. In competition, they want your ribs to stay on the bone. You'd be able to take a bite and you leave a clean bite mark, but when you pull away from the bone, they want the meat to stay on the bone. To me, I did that for 20 years, but I never cooked that way at home. I didn't like my ribs that way. For cook-offs, I had to do it. But when we opened the restaurant, I refused to cook the way that I was told it had to be. I wanted to cook the way I liked my food. So it's the only way I really know how to cook is, why am I going to serve you something that I don't like? You know, I want to serve you what I like. If you don't like it, hey, that's great, but at least I served you something that I can say I'm 100% back, that I like myself. So that's the way I cook. So these ribs are going to be tender. What we're going to do is we're going to put them back where we had them, right here next to this temperature gauge, because I want to be able to monitor the temperature for you. We've been running about 325. Now, we're going to just let them run. Like I said, in an hour and a half, they should be done, but we don't want to go that long without checking that liquid. So about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, I'm going to pull those out and I'm going to see if that liquid is still in that foil. If it's starting to get low, I'm going to add more, because you do not want that liquid to evaporate out. I'm telling you, they will be blacker than charcoal. So don't let the liquid evaporate. We'll come check on it here shortly, and at that time when we check on them, we're also going to check on their doneness. If they're ready to be pulled at that time, we'll pull them. They don't have to go the full hour and a half. But we'll come check here and we'll let you know how they come out. All right, our ribs have been on for about 45 minutes now, so we're going to go ahead and take them out and we're going to check them, see if they're done. If they're not, we want to see what that level of the liquid our apple cider is. If they're not done, we might have to add more and then put them back on. But let's check them out. Oh, they feel nice. They smell great. All right. So you can see that apple cider is turned like red, brown. Now, had that evaporated, this entire foil would be black. So now these, I can feel these feel done already. So what you want to do is have cotton gloves on. like I do underneath my vinyl gloves or my nitrile gloves. And you want to use your fingers as if they were your teeth and actually squeeze in between the bones, and you can feel how tender they are. If they're not tender, then you would know it, you would feel it, and then you just add more liquid, close it up, put it back on. But these feel fantastic. Now what I always do just after I have felt them, I know this probe very well. I use this probe every day. It's my Inkbird. It maxes out at 212 degrees. When I stick this in here, if it goes to 212 pretty quick, I know they're done. If it barely wants to get there, then I know they still need time. Perfect. I think we don't have a problem now. It's there. And I know everybody's probably thinking 212 is way too much. Now I want to show you what they look like on the other side. Now you can see they might have been black on that one side, but they are a beautiful mahogany color on that side that has been sitting in the juice. Just as pretty as they can be. So we're going to set these here for a little while, about 15 minutes at least, to let them rest before we make that first cut. And after that, we'll cut them up and we'll have some ribs for lunch. So we're going to let them rest for a minute and then we'll get back to it. All right, it's been about 15 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and slice our ribs. What I am going to do real quick is just give them a light spritz with our apple cider. Ooh, it feels so good. And the only reason I'm doing this is because normally when I slice them, they're coming right out of that foil pan. I slice them, put them right back in the foil, and they go right back in the proofer normally during the day. So I'm going to slice that first rib off. Here's our second. And I'm slicing them upside down just so I don't miss the bone like I just did right there. Ooh. We'll have to angle that. There we go. I'm going to slice all of these because we're about to eat all of these. I'm hungry, haven't had lunch yet. Ooh, they're tender, extremely tender. We're going to pick this one right here. And you can see the moisture in it. Just give it a little squeeze. I don't like to sit there and squeeze meat. You can see it just lightly pushing how tender it is. And I'm going to show you right now how I like my ribs. I just like to be able to pull the meat and the bone right out. I know a lot of people are going to say, hey, that's overcooked. I don't like my ribs that way. That's fine. Cook them however you want. That's the point. I like my ribs like this. My customers seem to like my ribs like this. So cook them however you feel, whatever seasonings you like. I just wanted to show you the technique that we cook hot and fast. We do wrap them. We use our apple cider to braise them once they're wrapped. And that's it. And like I say, that's dark on the outs on the bone side, but the bone side doesn't really matter. It's the other side that matters to you. And I'm going to take a bite out of this rib real quick just because, man, it smells so good. Oh, yeah. That's a really good rib, guys. So try it out. Let me know what you think. Like I said, there's nothing to it. I season them. I don't use any binder. They go right on the pit in the hottest area of the pit. Your pit might not run as hot as that. That's fine, but look for the hottest spot in your pit. That's where you want to put your ribs, because I like cooking ribs hot and fast. So anyway, try it out. Let me know what you think. Check out some of our other videos. Of course, the trimming video of the ribs will show you how we trim it, how we season it. But like and subscribe to our channel. We have more videos coming out soon, as well as our social media. Check out our Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, or I almost said Spotify, Snapchat. Check out all those. Let us know what you think. Thank y'all. God bless you. And remember, smoke meat, not meth.